Oh ho ho! Yeah! Yeah! Ho ho! No! Whoa, again? Oh, you all just saw me last week. Okay. No, no, quiet, please. Quiet down. Hold your applause. Please. Please. I know. Clap for yourselves, huh? Clap for yourself. Let me clap for you. There we go. Okay. Hey guys. Welcome to the stream. I am your host, Jeroogalo, and we're here for another story mode. So last week, by the way, let me for all of you who are here right now, let me give you a rundown of the rules of the evening. So here's how story mode works for any of you who are new. Let me turn my mic up a little. How does story mode work? So you guys will be sitting in the chat while I start typing a story out here. So we last time we did pretty good. We got basically 6 pages worth written here, and we had a nice story about a Twitch streamer who wanted to get views, so he needed to go on the extreme, and he ended up literally going to the moon and live streaming his time there. He got on CNN, which we call BNN. He talked to Elon Musk, which was Melon Dusk. It was great. We might do a part 2 of that. So, yeah, look forward to that one getting finalized as I get time, and I'll put it out in a video. So, all right, that's what we do here, right? So the scripts are produced live in stream, or the outline, at least for the story. I take that, then I clean it up, make a more formal script out of it, and then I I do the voice acting and editing and all of that, and make it into a YouTube video. So that's how that goes. So yeah. Discord call. Oh, sorry, that message got hidden. Yeah, I won't do a Discord call right now, but you can message me through Discord, which if you don't have my Discord, I can provide that for you. Yeah, we'll get that going. So, yeah, does anyone have any ideas for a start? Please comment in the chat. I'm thinking what I would like to see, and if any viewers here have a link to the Discord, feel free to post it. I'll do it myself in a minute. I was thinking what we can do here is some sort of hero story, right? Maybe something involving superpowers, superheroes, something like that. We could do anything though. A video game creator who wants to broaden his genre of games. We just saw Nintendo Direct, and we got some cool stuff right coming. Splatoon 3, Skyward Sword HD, some new Smash characters. So yeah, games could be the theme of the evening. What have you though? I'm looking at the chat, seeing if any suggestions. Dexter Jetster role play for the stream. Yeah, we could. I would certainly be interested in Dexter Jetster Diner. Does anybody else have any? Oh, that's actually true though. We could do like a Star Wars fan fiction type thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything else? Any other recommendations? Let me try to pull up my uh my my Discord link here. That's my video. So okay, grab that, copy, okay, and paste. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Discord link is now in the chat. So make sure you follow that link if you're interested in joining the Discord. We can talk more about everything there. I can post it again later if people want. So yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off if we need something, an idea. We got Dexter Jetster in the diner. I'm thinking something hero related. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I would like to do. Um yeah, what if say a boy? Young boy. What's a good age? Let me get my fonts up here. It's a good writing font. Arial. No, we can keep Calibri. But it needs to be bigger. Okay. So, ideas, right? We have Dexter, Jetster, Diner. Okay. We have superhero. Okay. I like the super idea. No offense to Dexter Jetster. His backstory, I'm sure, is very interesting. How he had to work his way up from, actually, the diner, let's say, was his father's at first, right? Uh, you say, how do you open a diner on Coruscant in the first place, right? That's quite an accomplishment. Not that he couldn't do it, but you know, that's something a family will want to keep in their, in their family, right? It's family business. So, also, this is my beloved Mewtwo glass, etched Mewtwo etched into the glass. Yes. So yeah, his dad, or actually his grandfather, first made that diner in the era of the High Republic. Hello, hybrid. What's good? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, let's say his father first made the diner in the era of the High Republic and passed it down to him. Hybrid, do you have any ideas for a topic we could do today? So I'm thinking something in the superhero realm, but uh, if you have any suggestions for a direction to get us kicked off here, I'll take it and run with it. If we have consensus, yeah, Jetster Dexter. Maybe his dad inherited to him that he got from his father, and now they have a '50s diner in space. Maybe it was since the space '50s that they've had that diner and never changed it. The Hybo villain. That's pretty good. Oh, what if you were a villain? Interesting. DC superheroes girls school like the Switch game. Yeah, everyone keeps talking to me about that game, like pinging me about it's I actually think that game's pretty cool. They put Jessica Cruz, uh Green Lantern. Oh, so you are the villain. Oh, so a villain named Hybo, who is the main character's brother. Interesting. So villain Hybo, brother to the main character. Okay, I like that. What if they're twins? One on the light, one on the dark. Interesting. Twins. Okay. Hmm. So, Hybo with opposite powers to one another. Well, okay, so that begs the question, what is our villain Hybo's power? Could it be twins, but they're connected by the hip still? Hmm. That wouldn't. I mean, you could do that. It might be slightly inconvenient. Which life needs both in order to live? Hmm. So they both, so they can't, you're saying like they can't destroy each other, but they can't destroy each other, but one is bad and one is good. So it's like, how do you have the balance of them both existing without destroying each other, but not letting, say, our villain wreak havoc? Is that what you're saying? Hmm. Okay. Well, what are some power parallels, right? Light powers versus dark powers, as in like literal, right? Okay. We have fire and water slash ice. We have what if both are bad but one is better? Uh yeah. Yeah, I mean you could do that. I like the dynamics of having two different uh, senses of right and wrong in this story, but yeah, we could do that. Or we can think about it. Some more parallels. Uh, creation slash destruction. Plants versus, what's the opposite of a plant? Rocks, maybe? No. Ooh, plants versus poison. Okay. Uh, plants versus zombies. That's funny. Yeah. True. Okay. So I think we're going with the superhero theme here. Okay. I'll change it. What we call it here: heroes and villains. Okay. So we do that. So the evil Hybo versus what's his brother called? Are these real names or they're uh monikers? Okay, that's powers. So let's make a little character sheet. Okay, so we have Hybo, allegiance. Okay, powers. Okay, allegiance, powers, and what else is important? Personality. Okay. I spelled allegiance wrong. Thank you. Okay. Hmm. All right. So, what is society like? What is the setting? That might be more important first. After, okay. Setting, right? Society. The world that we live in. The year is 20XX, right? 21XX. Ooh, I like that. The year is 21XX. Okay. So, we not no 2120, right? Yeah. So the year is 21XX. Ooh, apocalyptic. Okay. So the year is 21XX. The world was brought to destruction. No more heroes. What do you mean? Oh, right. No more here. All right. The world was brought to destruction by event. What sort of event? Are we going like a global warming or like nuclear nuclear attacks or alien invasion? Ooh, what if that's how powers came? Ooh, the comet storm. Ooh, something like that. The comet storm. An asteroid. What if a giant asteroid, oh, like a planet Hybo? What if there was a giant asteroid and that asteroid had some sort of incident in space where it broke up into 1,000 pieces, and each of those pieces, like Planet Vegeta, yeah, it could be. What if it's the asteroid Hybo, right? Oh, and you have the powers of Hybo. Oh, hang on. Let me talk right as I talk. So here's what I'm imagining. So in in 2036, the asteroid Hybo 341 was involved in a space collision in the, what if Hybo is an acronym of the 4 different destruction powers he has? Okay, see, I like this. Uh, I like this thinking. Let me jot it down. Let me put this up here. Hybo. Ooh, so Hybo could have been the name of some sort of planetoid, and then, but he takes the moniker for himself, but really it's an acronym, and it's kind of got this dual thing because his powers, all powers, but his powers included, derive from the Hybo. But he takes on the name Hybo for himself, one, to say how powerful he is, but two, it's an acronym for his different destructive powers. I like that. Okay, so I'll put that up there. Right. So in the year 2036, the asteroid Hybo 341 was involved in a space collision in the Van Buren belt. No, I want to use Van Buren for something else. Okay, in the Valhallen belt. We can change that, right? Was involved in a space collision in the Valhallen belt. It irradiated Hybo 341. It irradiated the Hybo 341 fragments before they were scattered through space and headed toward Earth. Okay, so the fragments hit the Earth, and it causes mass calamity and cosmic radiation around the globe. It destroyed 80% of the Earth population, and those that remained were never the same. But not the first generation, right? It took a couple of generations before the powers really manifested in people, right? So the first, so we can call them generations, right? So first generations post calamity, PC, right? So so the year is 20XX, so we're about 100 years PC is the setting, post calamity, right? aka 100 PC. Okay. So first generation post calamity. They had no powers, just radiation sickness or no particular symptoms. Okay. Second generation, which are the children of those in the event, had physical differences. You know, people's heights were slightly abnormal. You know, fingernails, different colors, strange hair colors being natural, strange hair and strange hair. By the way, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe. We have a sub goal of 200. So if you would like to help us get there, please make sure to subscribe. Thanks, and share and like and all of that, and join the Discord. Right. So strange hair and eye colors. Right. So all of these things. That was the second generation. So you might have like a purple-eyed, green-haired, 7-foot guy, right? Not that people can't be 7 foot now, but it's not super common, right? So example, purple eyes, green hair, 7 foot tall, etc. Okay. Third generation. You had, so how long am I saying? We're assuming it's approximately 100 years. People usually say generations are about 20 years. We'll just go with that assumption. So first generation would be around 2056, the 2050s, right? So we have the 2050s. Here, let me write it down while I'm here. 2050s. So there's that. Then the second generation would be around the 2070s. Okay. And then now third generation, this would be the 2090s. Okay. So we would have the 2110s next. And then we're back. Okay, so fifth generation is about where we're at. So fourth generation. This is all world building. It's a very, honestly, one of my favorite parts of doing all of this. So the 2110s, and then now fifth generation will be the 2130s. So there we go. Okay. So what the third generation have? This would be when the first signs of powers, or mutant powers, or whatever, started to show up. People had strange abilities. Heightened potentials. Run faster, longer, hold breath longer, etc. So basically people's just their physical attributes, intellect, so basically people just got really good at certain things faster, right? So this one guy might be able to jump 10 feet in the air. This other guy might be able to run like 25 miles an hour, Someone else might be able to hold their breath for like 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. Or someone may have an IQ of like 200. So basically the OG. So yeah, that's that. What would come after that though? Just improve. I think fourth generation should be when true powers started manifesting for people. So our heroes will be in the second generation of true power wielders. So true super powers develop weaker than fifth generation. But it's true. People can. So you got super jump. Right. Oh, now you're calling the hybrids. All right. Maybe. We need a basis to call them that. So we got super jump, strength, speed, things like that. Fifth generation is going to be where we're at. So setting of the story is the fifth generation. So powerful beings. So and it's good it's been a few generations, all right? So powerful beings. So we have powers like flight, and heat vision, X-ray vision, etc. Fifth generation, where two different parents with powers come together. Develop multi powers. Yes. So yeah, you could do that. So when powered individuals, have children, the offspring have either a mix of their powers or both, right? So if someone with super speed marries someone with super strength, right? What would that do? You could have a blend where you can lift things and throw them extremely, yeah, like you accelerate things upon throwing, right? Oh, equals accelerating. So maybe you can lift heavy objects and accelerate them. Okay. Oh, did I forget to notify? Sorry, Alex. Um, yeah. So that's that. Um, or or they get both super speed and super strength. What if those hybrids were being hunted by the villain to be used for his own people? Hmm. What if the hybrids were worshipped as gods? What if those hybrids were being hunted by the villain to be used for his own people? Okay, so what if. Interesting. Okay. So, right. In what does the world look like here, right? We're only in the fifth generation since 80% of the world's population was destroyed. So, yeah, you have to bust out the Punnett square. Exactly. Um, Society has been destroyed. The world will be trying to rebuild, right? it would be chaos probably for the first 2 generations. By the third generation, governments try to genuinely form proper. You would probably have small village governments first, um, but it would really be a battle for power, right? So let me fill out chaos among people. First generation, second generation. Uh, it's people sticking with you know tribal groups. Just clan based, I guess. Clan based societies attempted but largely chaotic still. Okay. Then by the third generation, uh, clans start to group, governments form, uh, villages. Why is this not spelled right? Villages. Okay. So like Naruto, right? The clans. It was war between the different clan groups, and then the clans were united under the Hokage, kind of like that around here. So fourth generation, we have still village based, but somewhat established village based societies. Some turmoil though. And the thing is, who has the power in a society like this, right? Uh, Whoever, now that around the fourth generation, uh, powers start developing, right? It's going to, by the fifth generation, it's going to be a battle for these powers because the one that has the powers is going to have the power, right? Especially if morally bankrupt people want to rule, want to dominate. So it's going to be a battle for powers. If you don't have the power yourself, you want to somehow control those who have the power, right? So by the fifth generation, uh, wars for powers. Doesn't have to be huge like World War type things, but it could be like small tribal powers. It could be small tribal powers trying to fight for dominance. So okay, so right. So do you remember? Do any of you watch like Doctor Stone? It's kind of like uh someone gets revived from the stones and immediately wants to, invoke their particular will on the world, right? And when the whole world has disappeared, whoever's the strongest is the strongest. So they become the king, right? So you're trying to use superpowers in a way to gain power. You either control those with powers or you have the powers yourself, and then they start to notice hybrids, right? Hybrids are uncovered. These hybrids are the result of uh, different, differently powered individuals having children. So what if it's not 1 to 1? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So, ooh, I need to draw. Okay. Let's see. Can I get paint? Can I get paint? Okay. Going to draw. I know we love when I draw with the mouse here. So, right. Let's see. So person 1, okay, and person 2. So let's say this person has power X. This person has power Y. Okay. So they get together, right? The power can then become power X, Y, XY, or X and Y. But on rare occasion, power Z. So these hybrids can have Z powers, right? So what the people of the world want is control over Z powers, which is the special. Also maybe you can have X, Y, and Z, right? So the control of the Z powers is what they're after, which is what makes the hybrids special. So should do a recap on what you got so far. Right. Okay. So recapping. Sorry. Yes. Recapping. We have a hero theme, right? So the year is 20XX, which we figure is actually about the 2030s. So in the 2030s, actually, let me go back to the sheet. Let me take a copy of this, and then we go back to our document. Okay. So, heroes and villains. So we're gonna have a villain named Hybo, but the reason he's called Hybo. So around 100 years, around 2036, there was an asteroid called Hybo 341, which was involved in a space collision in the Valhallan belt, which passed through, that radiation irradiated the fragments and scattered them across the Earth, which destroyed 80% of the Earth's population. So Earth mostly gone. So for a few generations after that, people were, sick. There was chaos. There were no governments. Then in the next generation, there were physical differences developing, purple-eyed, green-haired people, things like that. Then they tried to start forming clan-based societies. Could be based on physical features, could be based on families that were there before the calamity. So maybe you have tribes of green-haired people from all the people that manifested that green hair. Ooh, and that correlates to a power later on. So back in the second generation, having green hair just meant having green hair. But 2070s racism, I hope not. Having green hair just meant having green hair. But by the fourth generation, the green-haired people tend to have super speed, right? Or X-ray vision, right? So it was buried in the DNA, waiting to fully manifest. So that's a nice little lore nugget we can use there. So I'm going to write this down. Tribal groupings based on physical attributes plus pre-existing families. And that can lead to common powers in later generations amongst clan people, amongst clan groups. Okay. Right. So by the third generation, sorry, this is still the recap for people. By the third generation, those powers started manifesting. It wasn't quite able to be called powers then, but people would have heightened potential, so they can run faster, say 25 miles an hour. They can run longer. They can hold their breath for like 5 minutes. They're smarter. Some of them, right? Like 200 IQ individuals. So people start to merge clans to form governments, kind of like Konoha in Naruto, things like that. By the next generation after that, by the 2110s, true superpowers, what we can call, start to develop. They're not as strong as the future generation, but they are genuine powers. So leap tall buildings in a single bound, lift ton, super speed, where you can run 50 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, right? So the villages that exist now are somewhat in turmoil, but they're getting there, right? Societies are starting to be rebuilt. But by the fifth generation, once these powers became commonplace, it then becomes a fight over power, because those people that want power, those people that crave power, those people that want to dominate society, because society's been destroyed. What better time to become king than when there's no pre-established or solidly established governments, right? So it becomes a fight for powers. People try to dominate others and gather different powered groups, some clans. Right, this war for power, right, doesn't just have to be individuals fighting for powers. Clans and individuals can both fight for powers-based dominance. So you want to get as many people with strong powers to join you as possible, or you try to acquire the power yourself, something like that. But the true, if everyone's doing this, right, it gets hard to stand out and truly dominate over people. So then was the discovery of the hybrid. Yeah, superpower eugenics, right? Well, people would probably try to. It's kind of like Endeavor, right? Quirk marriages and things like that. But yeah, the hybrids. So when different people with power, when people with different powers have children, you have different paths it can take, right? You can either acquire one or both of the parent's power, or a fusion of those two powers. So my example was super speed gets with super strength, and now you have super acceleration powers, right? So you're not super fast yourself, but you can lift extremely heavy things and accelerate them to ridiculous speeds. That would be a merger of super speed and super strength. Or you're strong and fast, or you're just strong, or you're just fast. If a parent doesn't have power, well, I imagine just replace X with a 0, right? Or Y with a 0. So you either have no powers, just the other parent's power. I guess the fusion would be just the other parent's power again, and would also be just the other parent's power. Powers are the dominant gene, I'll say. But on rare occasions, right, you get a Z power. So you get a mutation in the power genetics, and it forms a completely different power. Maybe somewhat related, but it's more than the sum of the two parts. So maybe someone had water powers and someone had fire powers. They got together, and now the child has like pure energy powers. Like they can create beams of raw energy, things like that, right? That would be a Z power. So now, once this trait has been discovered, it becomes a fight to capture these Z powered individuals. So those that have the power already, what are they going to do? They're going to, one, they're going to either try to encourage in whatever ways they can the so if clans tend to have similar powers, they're going to, different clans would start merging, right? That someone would try to influence different clan people to get together in order to produce hybrids with a higher chance of getting those Z powers. So it could be by design, as in people start to calculate, what if a high IQ person, right? High IQ person. I don't like the term IQ, but let's just say someone with intelligent, someone with super intelligence, right? Uh, Studies powered genetics, right? So they predicted the emergence of Z powers and found the first individual known to have them. This would have to take place at the end of the fourth generation, right? So, when was the fourth generation? Fourth generation was the 2110s. So, let's say in 2115, right? That would put our, if it was 2115, that would put our characters anywhere from 15 to 20, 15 to 20s, right? Early 20s, so that's good. So, first individual known to have them, so 2115, right? Or, what is that in our local time? 36, that's like 80 something PC. Okay, so found the first individual known to have them, a Z power. What was that Z power? The parent could accelerate the growth of plants. So parent 1 could accelerate the growth of plants. Parent 2 had stone control. That's earthbending, right? What would the hybrid? What would the Z power be? Right? So plants plus stone control. Normally, I would say like you have a nature power. But what if they could what if this works into the plot, right? So what if they had light beams which could enhance the potential of people? Rays of light which could enhance people's potential. It's poetic in a sense, right? Because he's the symbol of the new era, people's potential unlocked, strength, all of that, right? So, all right, child, rays of light could be used physically, but also could be used to enhance the abilities of others. Unlock potential. And that means our villain, right, towards the end, whoever controls this guy, the first hybrid, right? All of them are hybrids technically, you could call, but this is like a hybrid, capital H, right? So the first hybrid is going to. I'm thinking that they were taken to be used for evil, or maybe something like that, right? So hidden away by some shady individual who we will encounter later. Oh, hybrid prime. Yes, I like that. Hybrid prime. Because they can take someone, hybrid prime can take someone that has normal powers and give them the strength of a hybrid temporarily, maybe with prolonged exposure permanently. So, whoever's the dominator of this society, maybe this will be one way before the final battle, right? He or she tries to enhance themselves to ensure, or maybe this was how they became dominant in the first place by access to hybrid prime. Maybe they have hybrid prime locked away, and they take they drain hybrid prime of his light every every so often in order to enhance his own power, because his own power is good, but maybe it's not perfect, right? So the only thing about that is that's going to make Hybo not really our main villain. He'll be like the Madara, pulling the strings behind things, I suppose. This guy. So Big Bad feeds off of hybrid primes light in order to keep himself as strong as possible. Right. Okay. So, I like this story. This is going good. Okay. So, this is a lot of Generation 5 things. What else? So, right, our main protagonists, right, are twins. Main protagonists are twins. Actually, I'll put this under character sheet, but I won't fill that in yet. Okay. Main characters, twins. I don't think Hybo will be his real name, so let's come up with some real names. Excuse me, for these guys. So we have some twins. Twin 1, Twin 2. We're gonna play off a light and dark theme. Light and dark theme. They are hybrids. Maybe we should call them Z hybrids. Okay. They're hybrids with Z powers. And yeah, exactly. Creation and darkness, or creation and destruction. All right. So one can create things, or more like take raw elements and manifest them into. So like, say he has a pile of blocks on the ground, right? A pile of bricks just sitting on the ground. He can form them into a house with his mind. Or if there's a bunch of dirt laying on the ground, he can turn it into a baseball field, something like that. He can create things out of raw elements. And the other does the opposite. He's like Shigaraki. He can just cause destruction about things, destroy things with a touch, with his mind, things like that. But there has to be limits, though, because that's kind of broken, right? What if the so you wanted to have them linked somehow, right? Like they need each other, but the the struggle is that one of them wants to be evil and the other one doesn't want to be evil. But for their powers to work properly, they have to be together, like they're linked. We can work with that. We can change that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, right. Powers that strong, it's hard to have. So we kind of need to play them off each other. So one wants to be evil, and the other. What if the one with destruction was actually the good one? I'm going to save that in my head for a future thingy. The one with the stereotypically evil power is actually the good one. One wants to be evil, and the other wants to be good, but it's a struggle because to maximize their powers, they need to have physical proximity and kind of work in sync for 80% and operate in sync for 100%. Just an idea, you know. So, and if totally apart and at odds, their powers are only around 30% of their potential. Okay, so that's kind of the limit for them. So, if they both decide to be evil, the world would be in a pretty hard position. If they both want to be good, that would be pretty good for the world. They could destroy all the uh, dangers and build up all the good things. But if they're fighting each other, then, you know, so that's that. Twin one. Anyone wants to give names, they can stop it. Anyone wants to give names, they can put it in the chat. This one will have the light power, creation powers. Twin two. Uh, what gives them such different personalities? Uh, well, I mean, they're twins, but they're still their own people, right? Maybe it has to do with their parents. We still need to develop their parents to determine how they're hybrids. But maybe Twin 2 really takes pride, like he's calling himself Hybo, right? Which is named after the asteroid, which is, we decided, was not only an acronym, uh, but it's named, it's an acronym that represents his different strengths, but uh, Shadow. Yeah, I like that. Maybe, well, we decided on Hybo first, so we'll keep that for now. But yeah, he takes great pride in the fact that he's a hybrid, and he named himself after the source of all that power, as he sees himself as the source of strength now, right? And it's pains him that he's limited by his brother, who just doesn't understand, who doesn't see what they could really do. They can use their powers for good. They could help the world by making it the way we want it to be, right? Yeah, it has to be a source of uh, past conflict. And boy for creation. Hmm. I get the yeah, well, I mean, he did, right? Name himself after hybrid. It's, he plays into the arrogance because he sees himself, because Hybo is the name of the asteroid Hybo 341 that collided with the Earth and caused all of the source of the powers in the first place. So he's calling himself that, as he is the prime figure that will lead the world into the new age, right? Because he's a villain. Uh, but he doesn't see him. He doesn't have to see himself like he's not like Emperor Palpatine, right? Just evil, just to be evil. He convinces himself that what he is doing is the a hybrid-led world is more efficient towards solving the world's problems than a non-hybrid led world, right? And the other one, maybe it's as simple as that amount of politics, right, that separates them. uh the other one says like, what does being a hybrid have to do with whether you can lead, right? That's just a, it's just a power you have. It's not something you earned on its own. Like, you fought to develop it and strengthen yourself, but you didn't, you know, you didn't go to school to learn how to be a hybrid or anything like that. You just are one, right? So other people maybe are educated enough to do that, right? Uh, so there's that one. So right, we will. I'll make a tab on conflict. Start on the next page. We can go back up later. So conflict, which reminds me, I will. I have to leave a little early tonight, so don't let me forget. There, I set an alarm. Okay, so we got like 20 minutes. So, what is the conflict? They Hybo of the destruction of the destructive forces. It's kind of actually like in physics, right? You have in atomic physics, you have nuclear forces. There's the strong and weak nuclear force. The strong force is responsible for holding uh, protons and neutrons together, whereas the weak force is responsible for decay of the nucleus, which is how we get radiation and things like that. So they're kind of like one force that, or one labeled force, the nuclear forces, but opposite powers here. So Hybo of the destructive forces, right? Uh, feels that, oh, it could be so you said it has to be some source of past conflict that makes them so opposed. It could be that Hybo was just in the wrong crowd, right? He witnessed, because they could just naturally have different personalities. Maybe the other one's like a bookworm, right? But Hybo watched people, things like this, and he saw the way society functions. He saw when all was gone, who came to lead society. It was those who were strong. So there must be something inherently valuable to strength. And then who now in the modern day represents that strength, right? Society has always only gotten as far as it has because the strong managed to be on top. So by watching people, he says that. But the other one, his personality was not to watch people and contemplate those types of things. His was in, he wants to be a researcher on power genetics, right? So something like that. Or what if he was in contact with the hybrid prime and is being misled to darkness? Well, I don't think right, well, it's connected to the hybrid prime, right? Because the way I see it is hybrid prime is also like a victim, right? As soon as he was, ooh, and this is another source of conflict, because the hybrid prime is the victim of the researcher He uh helped the one who dominated to take the hybrid prime and hide him in his, dungeon or whatever, and he saps the hybrid prime of energy to fuel himself. But the light user here, right? He wants to study from the researcher because he thinks the researcher's a good guy. Genetics is very interesting. Power genetics is very interesting. So that connects him to the hybrid prime, and the destructive forces guy likes what the dominant one does in order to lead society. And he likes dominant things, and that connects him to the hybrid prime. So they both are connected to the hybrid prime through the two halves of their personalities, right? Maybe there was some disaster that happened in the recent past that was blamed on a non-hybrid leader, and now Hybo is trying to prevent any more. Yeah, maybe. So okay, I need to write things. Okay, so feels that. Okay, after growing up watching people, he sees that throughout history, what they can recall as the Earth was destroyed, right? The strong has survived. Particularly post calamity. So it's been the strong rule. There must be something inherently valuable to strength. Recently, a major village elected, so democracy was formed. A major village elected a non-powered person to leadership, and that village was destroyed in a raid by a neighboring village after having held off that destruction for since its formation, right? He then takes this anecdotal evidence and determines that that is proof that the strong are meant to rule. Okay. Other, right? Creative forces, right? He also looks up to the dominant one of the modern societies, the strongest in all the villages, right? So no one knows that he's strong anyway, the dominant one, right? But he's really as strong as he is because he has the hybrid prime locked up. Has the hybrid prime locked up, which helps make him as strong as he is. And that's another potential source of revelation later on that can shake the faith of Hybo when he sees, well, someone's dominating who's not actually as strong as he says he is, right? So that's a potential conflict. And the conflict for the light one is that he has been studying under the researcher or the works of the researcher, not knowing that the researcher also was doing pretty villainous things by helping to capture the hybrid prime. So that's some nice conflicts, juicy, right? So creative forces. He is a bookworm who is very interested in powered genetics. Okay? Especially loves the works of the researcher who theorized Z powers and found the hybrid prime. Okay. He is not interested in the strong ruling. He thinks whomever has the most knowledge and listens to people would probably make the better ruler overall. But I mean, he recognizes the power of strength, right? The power of strength, but that's not everything. Okay. What if the roles were swapped later down the story? Yeah, I've thought about that for certain things. We can think about that. Okay. So this is their conflict, right? So what is our what is our what do we have here, right? Our other drawing. So we have researcher. We need a name for the dominant guy. What should we call him? Please. So we need three names right now, right? We need the birth names of Hybo and his brother, and we need the name of the researcher and the dominant one. Okay, four names. Researcher and dominator, right? So these guys are both linked to the hybrid prime, right? And then this leads to uh this leads to Hybo's brother through not necessarily direct meeting, it could be, but the researcher would be kind of old now, right? But it could be. Uh and then the dominator leads to Hybo. This is just more of a influence line, right? So right. So that's kind of what we have here. So we I'll put that here for our reference. Okay. So oh, we also need parents. What were the parents like? So creation and destruction. Maybe another plant user? No. A water user? What gives you senses of creation and destruction without being purely that, right? Maybe one was a maybe one was a basically like a water bender and a fire bender. Or we could have what if one could have it could be instead of like fire, because that's kind of what if it's like electrical? Electricity can be creation or destruction, actually, depending on how you look at it. It powers things, but also that can be destructive. So but I think electrical powers electrical powers and wind control, maybe. I'll put that down now. We can change it. It's not set in stone here. So parents, and it's a Z power. They're Z powers anyway, right? Which is they're Z. So they're twins, right? In one of them, ooh, would that mean they have to be fraternal twins? I haven't done much research into powered genetics, but if it works like regular genetics, if they're identical twins, they would have the same power. What if this is the same power? Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? It's their personalities, which we find out later down the line that this was the same power all along, but it was their personalities in using their power which resulted in whether it's creation or destruction. So it was never creation and destruction, it was creation or destruction the whole time. All right. But it's like it's a mental lock on it, right? Ooh, that could be the source of conflict. You guys are identical twins. Yeah, right. You guys are identical twins, yet you have different powers. That'd be extremely interesting to the researcher, how this is possible, right? Right. The real power was changed. Exactly. So I'll put this down in a little note here. They are identical twins, but for some reason, they have different powers. This is very interesting to powered geneticists like the researcher. How they haven't gotten a DNA test yet? I don't know. Maybe society hasn't developed DNA tests yet, right? It's only the fifth generation. Maybe they just they're still on Punnett squares and things like that. So I guess you can't really call them a geneticist, but I'll keep it for now. So it's very interesting. Turns out they do have the same power. Creation or creation and destruction or change. But it is a mental lock based on personality and will, right? And maybe if they think back to childhood, they'll have some sort of, that makes sense why I actually did this other thing when I was a baby. Like my mom, when I was a baby, always said I would do this, but, you know, maybe we assumed it was actually my brother. Maybe our parents got us mixed up that day because we're twins, you know, something like that. But no, all along they did have both powers. And as a baby, you haven't developed the full setting of your personality yet, so that lock was not manifested. But okay. As a baby, that lock wasn't manifested. So there were occasions recalled later that they did use either power, but assumed it was a misremembering. Okay. So, but they don't know that, right? One's creative, one's destructive, as far as I know. So, uh, interesting. Hmm. So, where was I? We were in conflict, and then we went up to parents. Okay, parents. I was going to say one had what was it? Electricity, and one had wind. See, mother, wind power. Okay, father. Let's call it lightning. It sounds cool. So you would think the kids could have come out having like storm powers, right? Maybe they'll have a third kid down the line and their power will be storm. That'd be cool. Uh, future child has storm powers. That'll be for the sequel. Uh, because that would be the XY fusion of their powers, right? Okay. So I have gotten no suggestions on the names, so I'm going to come up with some names. Twin One creation. He shall be. Ooh, I actually had a. Ooh, Philip Fields. Let's see, Philip Fields. Philip Fields. Okay. Yeah, Philip Fields. And Hybo's real name will be Archester. Archester Fields. I can keep this C caps for stylization, or have it like Archester. Archester Fields, aka the Hybo. Kids next door, Hybo. Hyper. Hybrid. Evolved. Boy. Overpowered. That's my alarm. No. That's not. No. We won't do that. That's just a little funny. Okay. Sorry, let me turn off this. Okay. Yeah, we need to come up with the acronym for Hybo, but it's based on his powers of destruction. So we'll do that. Thank you. Hybrid evolved boy overpowered. So Archester Fields and Philip Fields. So mother Kala Fields. And father Orion Fields. Okay. I like that. And the future child, we won't name him for now because he doesn't yet exist. So, Hybo, allegiance, bad, but bad in a pure, light and dark dichotomy sense. But, thinks he's doing what's best. Okay? And the other one, what's the other one's name going to be? Union. I like that. Don't union. Don't want Amazon breathing down my neck. Okay. Right. The other one. Twin One, Philip Fields. He will be Union because he's creating things, right? He can take pieces of debris and reform it into its original state. So he'll call himself Union. Right, so creation, powers, reassembly, etc. Okay. Hybo. Destructive powers, disassembly, etc. Okay. Maybe shadows can also be added. Shadows. Light. We don't have to do that because that kind of hits the metaphorical nail on the head a little much, but I'll just put that there so I don't forget. We can eliminate that though. Because what happens when his dad was lightning, right? What happens when lightning strikes, right? You get light from the lightning, but you also get shadows, right? That come with it. So, so what's the other one? I need more space here, please. Okay. Alignment will be good. felt a bit naive about the world. Okay. Maybe he's not, but maybe he is. He has much to learn, but for our black and white dichotomy, he's the good one. Okay. Oh, I already put. Okay. Hang on. Powers go here. Future child stuff goes here. Okay. 22. Okay. Personality. Okay. Yeah, we kind of discussed some of this before. Unfortunately, I have a meeting to go to, so I'm going to have to cut the stream off here. But this doesn't feel done yet, so what we do is the next stream we can come back to this same story and finish it up, add more details, expand the world, do all of that. So if you don't want to miss part 2 of this stream, come back next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, turn on post notifications, all of those things. Share the video, tell people about the stream. Help me get to that sub goal that you see in the other corner of the screen. Here, let me just point it to you, please. Oh, no, not like that. Okay, let me just, thank you. Up here, right? I want you to get this to be over there all the way to 200. So please, will you do that for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Yeah. So I know it's sad we have to, I know, yes, but we'll be back next time. So thank you all for watching. I'm Jeroogalo, and yeah, good to see you. We had a lot of great progress today. We went from a blank page, and again, we're on the 6th page of the story, right? So that's as far as we got last time in the last story. So yeah, next stream we'll add to this, and this is actually a basis for a really good story. So I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And again, I will see you guys next time. So thank you for coming out to Jeroogalo story mode. Yeah, hype it up. Yeah, clap it, please. Give yourselves a clap. Round of applause. So okay, yeah, thank you. So all right, guys, you all have a good night, and I'll see you next time.